Hey everybody, this is Jack Allwell with another money episode, and today we are discussing inflation. Now, a couple of years ago, I listened to a great episode hosted by Preston Pysh on the Investors Podcast Network, and this was the Bitcoin's Fundamentals podcast, and he had Michael Saylor on, who's very famous in the space, and Michael Saylor brought up an interesting idea that inflation should be a personalized vector, that you should determine your own consumer bucket or basket of goods that you consume or that you want to consume and track how that goes up or down over time instead of just listening to the consumer price index, which is produced by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and that basket is changing, but you should track your own basket. So a couple of years ago, I started what I call the JPI, or the Jack Price Index, and I want to show the updating of that index. And so some of the things I included are things I like consuming. We got matcha latte, we got watermelon, Arizona. Now, some of these things have changed over time, but the exercise is really just to illustrate how important it is to track things that you actually want out of life and not just take, the consumer price indexes for the things that you consume or want to consume, and that you should see what your personal inflation rate really is. So let's go through and update this. So let's get Starbucks on the phone, shall we?
How may I help you?
Hey, can I get the price for a matcha latte with soy milk right now? Grande?
Is it hot or
Hot?
what size?
Grande?
Already, $6.44 including tax.
$6.44. Okay, thank you very much. Take care. So $6.44 for the matcha latte. Now I actually use oat milk now, but I think that it's the same. So we're gonna, average of top 5 books on Amazon's non-fiction list. Okay, so we're taking the average of the top 5 here. So let's see. So we got $14.99 and $15.99 plus $12.99, $4.99. Huh, $1.99. Okay, so that actually looks like it's gone down. Okay, so that's gone down a lot. Cheapest Friday flight to Vienna, booked 1 month out in the future. Orbitz. I didn't say how long it was, but let's just say 2 weeks. Under 14 hours. Okay, so let's see, 14, 1198. So it looks like 1198 is the winner. Wow, so okay. Let's go to DTW, because I go back to Michigan a lot. So it's like 346. Wow, so that one went up a lot. Okay, let's skip around a little bit. So let's go ounce of gold. Normally look at Kitco. Actually, we'll split them. We'll say like 1910. 1 Bitcoin is now 24,198 plus 24. S&P 500 3884. NASDAQ 11,279. Median home price in Charlotte. So let's go. So let's see, the median, that says listing home price. So what I put? Let's see, the median listing home price was $399. That sounds about right. So median home price in Bay City, Michigan. Actually, I have a couple rentals there now. It says it's 100. I mean, this says 125 basically. This says 99.3. Well, anyway we slice it, it's still gone up. I'm gonna just put 100. Not quite as median home price in Nashville, Tennessee. My brother actually moved to Alabama, but I'll just say, so we got 417. This is average again, 480. That's his listing home price. I'm gonna put 500 just based off of some of these numbers. See median price. My wife's family lives in Vienna. This number looks way different than it says. It's. Wish I had one source. This is why it's important to know where you're getting your data. Well, let's see if we do use this 359. What is that in euros? I don't think that's. I mean, that is average. Would like the median. I'm in trouble finding it. Have to imagine it's gone up. This is 773. I'm gonna put 700. So Tokyo. This is apartment and it's average, not median. What is the yen per? So let's say if we were at, say it was 80 million yen, and that's what we. Yeah, I'm almost wondering if these sources, because I remember these numbers, I thought being easier to look up last time, these median home prices, but not really. Damn, so if that's really budge, I'm getting priced out. Okay, so let's go through some of these. So for these food items, I was going to a store called Harris Teeter. My wife introduced me to a store called Lidl, which is a German or Austrian-based company. I can't remember. I think a sister store of Aldi. And so we started going there. It has seemed to be a little bit cheaper. So this is my basket changing, I guess. But a watermelon there, $3.49. Bag of lentils, it's $2.28 now. Gallon of Arizona is, wow. Whoa. Let's see, toothpaste. Pretty cheap there. Oh, this one is 100 now. Okay, let's see, average cost of a dental cleaning. I'm gonna say those haven't changed much. Okay, price of 12-foot 6x6. Okay, so that's up. Matcha frappe, and I think that was close to $8 last I checked. Now this was actually costing me so much money that I've actually started buying it in bulk and making my own frappuccinos. Oh, Charlie, why doesn't it have the prices on?
I'm sorry, the person you were trying.
I think it's about $8 when you get the oat milk now. Now, what I normally get from this restaurant is a pesto sauce that's not technically on the menu, but they can make it and do make it for me. I think it's a little bit cheaper than the vodka sauce normally. So I'm gonna say $15.95. Our internet has unfortunately gone up to 90. Gallon of gas, I think it's around $3, but I'm gonna say $3.25. Wow. I know it hasn't been a full 2 years, but it's been 23 months. And basically, so if we take, let's see. So this brings my annualized inflation rate to 17%. Now, a couple things I like to point out. These weightings, they were arbitrary, but my thinking in doing so was that I would be buying, for example, a matcha latte much more frequently than a house in Nashville, for example, or house in Tokyo. But those things I really would like at some point, I think. I don't know how reasonable that is, or logistically is that a nightmare, but in my mind I would like those, so I'm keeping track of them. But basically this is kind of your you could think of that as your hurdle rate when you're thinking of investments that you want to do. You should be trying to get above what your personal inflation rate is, or keep your personal inflation rate in mind. If you're putting a ton of money into bonds that are guaranteeing 5% and your life is inflating at 17%, well, that's not really good. You might need to try to find something else or create more income in another avenue. So these are things to think about. I would love for people to share their personal inflation rates. Let's share some ideas on how to save some money. Hopefully you like this episode. I would love the subscribe and a like, and please give your thoughts and feelings towards this. I would be very interested in what your personal inflation rates are. Take care.